This is Akin Omotosho with skillstaincome.com. I want to share with you guys a real quick video. This won't take long. It'll be very powerful. And talk in regards to building wealth through ages, right? AI is your opportunity. Now, understand this. This video is not the normal video that you would notice or watch. A lot of people out here are talking about AI and how AI can change your life, but I believe that the intentional way of looking at things is you have to look at the past to understand the future. Okay, so let me just give you some real quick qualifiers, right? So one of the things that our company's been doing for the last 9 years, we are a marketing agency. Right? Unlike other people on YouTube, we do own a marketing agency called Increase Business Now. We're located in Maryland, but we work with clients all over the nation, all over the world. We've been in business, like I said, for the last 9 years, and we are consistently working with clients in different niches. But let me share with you, in order to understand the whole thing about AI, and everybody's on the AI bandwagon, which is the truth, which is the thing, right? Because it's very important. But let me share you some history facts about how we got to this point in 2025. Like, wealth didn't just come from nowhere. But let me show you where it came from. Okay, so let's talk about this. So we started off initially in the agriculture era, right? The agriculture era was back in the day when land was power and people controlled land and people made money with land, and they basically made money on the back of people's back in terms of productivity, right? So if you had somebody who can till the land and work the land, no matter how that happened, that was a real situation. People who got paid, people became very wealthy being landowners and controlling resources and labor. Okay. Then we moved to the Industrial Revolution, where you saw a lot of people who became wealthy, like the Vanderbilts and things of that nature, from the steel mills and power factories and things of that nature, right? Because those factories became revolutionized in regards to helping people do mass production. It wasn't like labor, sweat, and toil in terms of your hand. Now people use machines. They were scaling up and using different transportation as far as machines, machineries. Again, right here is expanding with railroads and ships. It just really just exploded with capital growth in the different areas. After that industry, we became more global, right? And so now you weren't just limited to your area. We got into the internet. The internet boom became very, very powerful. A lot of people became very wealthy in this tech boom, the .com boom, where the internet was so powerful, where you can talk to someone, or you can even communicate, or you can sell a product. If you are in the United States, you can sell a product overseas, just being on the internet, right? Having a website, right? The websites were booming. People became millionaires creating websites and e-commerce and things of that nature. Then we got into the social media age. So the internet kind of gave us the way to the social media age, where people are on YouTube, influencers, right? TikTok, right? Other different platforms, making money by not selling their company, by selling their brand. I mean, we're not even talking about like celebrities, right? We're not talking about people who are on television, but the social media became the new television. And people start to like say, wow, I see this person often creating content, and I know, like, and trust them. It became a little different at that point. But now we're in the AI age, right? So the AI age is this is what it is, right? So we're basically, everybody wants things faster. Everybody wants things more efficiently, right? You want to be more effective, right? So a couple of things with AI. AI doesn't sleep. All right, artificial intelligence. Let me back up what that means. Because AI, everybody says AI. Artificial intelligence, meaning that you have automation and repetitive human labor, right? Somebody used to create a spreadsheet. Now you can use artificial intelligence to create that spreadsheet. Okay, you have to still put some data in there, right? Like prompts, meaning like you have to actually tell it what to say, but it can do it faster than a human, right? You can create systems that can improve upon itself through artificial intelligence, AI. You can be more effective and efficient through AI. AI can bring a lot of value, right, in terms of service-based products as far as other industries, right? So this is the part where we're in. We're in this AI shift where, we're doing the agriculture stuff, people sweat, pain, tears, labor, right? Then we got into the aspect of the industrial age where people started using machines to do a lot of things for them. Big business started creating like ships to get over transportation to communicate with people. Railroad systems became really powerful. Factories became very powerful. And then we moved to the internet boom where people started saying, "Oh, there's another country out there that will buy my beans," or whatever, e-commerce or what it was, right? They would purchase this for me online. And then we started doing the internet boom in terms of social media component of that and influence. People started selling brands instead of using major companies. Major companies started going to individuals because, again, people don't buy from companies, they buy from people. And so that social media boom became very popular. But now we're in this AI component of life, right? So it's been around for a while, but it's becoming more popular now. And fortunately, we're in the time where we're living now where we can see AI, kind of at its infancy stage, right? Like those other companies, those other industries, agricultural, industrial, internet, social media, those are kind of like in the stronger stage now because agriculture is still around, right? Industrial is still around, but it's not really like the booming thing, right? Social media is still around, the internet is still around. But now we're living in the AI age where it's new. And this is where people, if you're intelligent, and I know we are intelligent people, or we're aware and have discernment, we can see how to make things happen, how to make income. So one of the things we focus on is this. Let's talk about this. Let's kind of go in detail about how this, right? So the industry leaders and AI impacts, right? So they say that AI enhanced workers outperform peers, meaning that it's like 10x, like meaning like, for every one person, AI can do work for, 10 employees, right? For every one AI agent, it can basically outperform 10 people. AI impact globally in 2030 is going to be $15 trillion, $15.7 trillion, right? That's going to be the impact it has. And 40% of jobs are going to be transformed, work roles incorporated AI by 2025. So we're talking about now. So 40%. So still 60% of jobs or people aren't incorporating AI, but eventually it's going to be majority of people, right? Majority of jobs can be affected somehow by AI, right? The CEO of Google said that AI is more profound, check this out, than fire or electricity. Meaning that it's going to revolutionize, just change the world, just revolutionize the world in terms of as we know it, right? So, but we're talking about seasons opportunity because there are a lot of things you can do in AI, right? But if you learn the technology, right, you don't have to be a master, but just understand the capabilities and limitations of the technology, you'd be great. Apply it to your particular field, right? So whether you are an accountant, you're a lawyer, you're a restaurant owner, you're a plumber, right? Apply it to your field. Real estate agent, apply it to your field. Find the flaws, the inefficiencies, and have AI solve it, right? Then the other third part is scale your impact, right? Reach more customers with less effort. So if you are a plumber, right, use it in your business, but also help other plumbers out, right? You could do that, right? And also create value. Last part, always create value. Bring solutions others will pay for, right? So let's talk about this. So I'm going to show you guys something which I think is pretty powerful, right? So it's something called a foot in the door process, right? So a foot in the door process is basically meaning like when you're working with a company and you have your own company and you're trying to like sell a process or sell something to a company, there's a way when you lean in as a foot in the door, meaning that you find something that's very low value, I mean, very high value, but kind of you can like ease in and give them and show them value, right? A company value. Well, we've been using something called in our business, a missed call text back, meaning that if somebody calls a company, let me say this, if somebody calls a company, that company, if they don't answer that phone call, like a plumber, if the plumber doesn't answer that phone call, that is a potential lead that actually falls by the wayside, and you can't make money with that, right? I mean, a lot of times people see that often, like different fields, electricians, plumbers, doctors, lawyers. So they're so busy, right? Roofers, they're so busy where like I can't pick up the phone. So guess what happens when when you don't pick up the phone, right? As a company, that particular lead goes to somebody else, unless they really like know, like, and trust you, right? But if they don't know you from nowhere, they call you, they go somewhere else. The cool thing about it is, you there's a software called Claude. It's an AI software. So what Claude can do is you can show potential clients, right, how much money they are potentially losing by missing those phone calls, right? So you may feel like, well, Akin, I don't even know how to build AI technology, but let me show you how Claude works. So Claude allows you to create a powerful AI tool, right? That will be able to show value to your clients. So let me show you guys this. So let's say a client, let's say a plumber. Let's use a plumber. A plumber, their average client value is $290, right, per call, right? And so let's say in 1 month they miss 30 calls. They so busy they miss 30 calls, right? And their average close rate, let's say every time they talk to every person, right, they can close like 30%, right? 30%, right? So they calculate this, right? It calculates. So that particular client that month lost $2,610, right? Revenue, right? Annually, they lost $31,320, right? And they missed 9 clients, right? 9 opportunities, missed clients, right? So this tool was not something that, you know, I coded, right, and figured out, right. This tool was something that I created in Claude, right. So Claude, like I said, is an AI tool that you can create. Let me show you guys how to create the tool. So as it comes up, all right, I use a prompt from ChatGPT to have it come up, right. And so the cool thing about ChatGPT and the prompts, is pretty cool because I basically said, as you can see, I said create me a calculator, right, and publish it. I need a calculator to be titled Miss Call ROI and have the following inputs. And this basically it created all that. And literally, guys, in seconds, it created this tool, right? So what's the purpose of this? This is a foot in the door because I can now go to um, plumbers and um, you know people. I can go now to people and I can let them know. I can show them the value of my particular software, what it can do, my particular AI. Because in my software, we actually have a tool where if somebody will call you, it would text them or call them back and say, hey, we missed your phone call. It'll text them, right? And so that's very important to have. So now I can go to clients and just talk to the clients and show them the value in this, right? No matter who it is, no matter what it is. Now, Claude can do just more than this, right? We've done so many apps in Claude. Again, it's free to build out, right? We created apps for people. We had clients who we do a lot of consulting for people as well. And we've had clients who actually have a resume writing business. And we just say, hey, let's create an app for that. So your clients, instead of you spend your time talking to them, you can just basically use the app pull it in words from ChatGPT, right? And then you can basically create that particular app, right? From that component. So again, so many things you can do with Claude, and I believe at the end of the day, if you don't take action, you won't make money, right? So with that said, right? So again, in the AI tool, there are a lot of tools out here. There are a lot of things that we can be busy in doing, right? But at the end of the day, you want to seize the opportunity, right? So you want to be able to identify a couple of things, right? When you're doing this particular business or any particular business, you want to do a couple of things, right? You want to identify the opportunity, right? So identifying opportunity, what it talks about is you're trying to see, what's out there. We know the opportunity is AI, and a lot of people aren't using AI, right? So you want to kind of like seize that opportunity and find the different problems AI can solve. Okay. The second thing is, you want to solve, create value and solve the problems that matter, right? I think a lot of times people get busy, but you don't want to get too busy in terms of trying to solve the problems, right? You want to be able to, create value immediately. The next thing you do, you want to develop the skills. So master relevant AI technologies that's going to help people see the value in what you're trying to do. And the last thing is you want to take massive action. One of the things we do in our marketing agency, and we teach our employees, is that you want to learn, do, teach. Learn, do, and teach. Those are the things that we really big on, because what makes increased business now, our value proposition is that we don't just do it for you. We also show our clients. So those who want to know, show them how to do it, right? We do it with them, right? And I think that's the cool thing about our company, right? So, that's it. I don't want this video to be too long. I want to kind of show you guys some value in regards to this. We're gonna have plenty of videos on this channel. Definitely, really want you guys to understand that AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's not a thought, right? It's here. You have to really show the value and create value to people. If you're basically an entrepreneur or a business owner and you have your own business, learn these skills, right, for your own business. Find identified opportunities. Like, you're in your business, what's working, what's not working. Okay, there are AI tools out there that can help, right? They can help you kind of streamline this process. You want to create value within your own business, right? You want to identify that, right? But also you want to develop these skills. If you don't want to develop the skills, hire somebody who's further than you to help you teach you the skills, right? And you want to take action, right? So at the end of the day, teaching action, we do that. So if you look below, there is a link below that will help you identify. So let's say you have an idea, right? And you're like, okay, I have this idea. I'm trying to know how to monetize it. Well, we have a tool. We created a tool for free. If you use it, show you how to turn all your ideas to create paydays from them, how to monetize every idea you have. A lot of times we don't lack resources, we lack unity, but also we lack clarity. A lot of times people don't understand, like, man, I have all these ideas, but ideas don't get you paid. Ideas don't make you money. Taking action makes you money, right? But also giving you a detailed step-by-step guide on what to do. So if you click the link below, you click on that form, fill it out, you get a link to our custom, tool that you can use for free that will basically help you identify all your ideas, help you monetize them, help you make money from them, and you can prosper, guys. Again, look forward to seeing you guys in the videos, comments below, and look for you guys. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.